going to happen is right now, having a university degree is still considered on the balance a positive by employers. But I think that once they realize what's being taught, how much hostility towards whites, towards males, towards the free market, towards you name it, I think at some point there's going to be a tipping point, and the employers are going to say, oh, you have an arts degree from XYZ institution. Well, that means that you're going to be dangerous and a liability.
Oh, yeah.
It's an inverse IQ test almost now. And the other thing is, if you're smart enough to not go to university, that's going to be a kind of proxy IQ test for them as well.
Well, the corporations are learning. I mean, they knew that they've known for a long time that, say, if you have an arts degree, you still have to be trained specifically to do whatever job you're being hired for. But they could assume a certain level of literary competence and capacity to learn, let's say. So there was value there. But the corporations are certainly starting to understand that they could hire people younger, even before university, and train them themselves and just circumvent all that ideological idiocy. And also offer people a lower starting salary because they're not burdened with debt. And so, yeah, that's happening. And I would hope, although I'm not certain of this, that CEOs in particular would start to wake up and realize that human resources has become an anti-capitalist fifth column in the middle of their organizations, and that the human resources people in general are trained as social justice warriors and are pursuing an agenda that's absolutely antithetical to the principles upon which the corporation itself is founded.
Well, and they act, sorry to interrupt, but they also act as a powerful filter to keep non-leftists out of the organization, which is why you see big corporations lurching from social justice warrior crisis to social justice warrior crisis, because they don't have opposing voices in the institution pushing back, because human resources has acted as a giant filter to keep non-leftists out of the organization.
Well, and they do things like it was Apple, I think, most recently, that had hired a vice president of equity, diversity, and inclusivity or something. They actually had to get rid of her because she turned out to be pretty damn sensible, and she said some things like, well, maybe we should consider diversity of opinion, and like the mob just ripped her apart and she had to resign or was fired. I don't remember which it was. But I don't think that big companies understand how much trouble they're allowing themselves to get into by letting this ideological movement loose in the organization. But on the upside, Stefan, I would say one of the things that's wonderful about capitalism is that corporations that make mistakes die.
Yeah. It's hard, as a nimble mammal of the internet, it's hard for me to look at the incoming meteor and the dinosaurs and their uniting with great sorrow, because it's just going to open up a lot of opportunity. So